Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be Hairy Muppet, and we are going to be getting back into the DreamHack Valencia. And of course, you guys will not have seen a break because I'm just casting like an absolute mad bastard. And yes, it is going to be our third quarterfinal for DreamHack Valencia. Up the top left side of the map, it is going to be our red Protoss player, Elfi, man. And Elfi doing a great job in the round of 16 up against the Terran player Morrow. Just good stuff all over the place using Stalkers, Colossus, Storms, all that other sort of fun stuff, and he defeated some very, very strong play from Morrow, and I don't know why I'm doing it faster. It should not be faster, it should be normal speed, because we do not want to miss any of the action in this game. And yes, it does look like both players are not going for anything crazy straight off. Looks like they're both going for pretty standard play. And of course, down the bottom right side, it is going to be our blue Protoss player, StarDust, and he already has some very, very awesome experience versus Protoss players, as we saw in the round of 16 where he defeated Huck, and that was a pretty crazy series of battles. Definitely did some good stuff. Ended up having to defend against a Void Ray push, very fast Void Ray push in the third game, but yeah, did some absolutely awesome stuff. And yeah, he's going to be back in it. And yeah, another PvP, man. It's really, really nice to see a lot of Protoss players in this tournament, getting out there, doing a lot of stuff. Yeah, and these two and Zip in the fourth quarterfinal are the Protoss players still in this tournament. So yeah, they've been doing a great job, but they're going to have to start standing up to all the Zerg players going through, because yeah, the first two quarterfinals, Huon and Ghostswer have pushed through in those, so it is just Zerg all over the place. And yeah, if Jaedong wins the fourth quarterfinals versus Zip, then it is just going to be one of these players versus three Zerg players. They're going to be up to their neck in Zerg, and it's not always the best place you want to be, let me tell you. So yeah, what do we got going on here though? Looks like a gateway. So Elfi going for some pretty standard stuff, getting a second gate, and StarDust going for something very, very similar. He hasn't got the second gate on, but he's a little bit ahead on workers, 2 workers ahead, so he's been focusing on the workers a little bit more. And he has actually got a Stargate coming down. Stargate, yeah, there we go. So that's pretty awesome. Going for some going for some stuff here. Actually, we'll have to see how this works, but yes, Elfi looks like he's going for a lot more standard stuff, a lot more gateway reliant stuff. But the interesting thing is neither of these players have expanded. They don't like the chances, I guess, of the other player getting fast forces and going out against them. So it's very interesting, because I would say in a PvP, that's one of the places where you probably could be safest doing an early expansion, simply because the early pressure is not really that massive. I mean, you've got Zealots and Stalkers and stuff like that. You've got a couple of Stalkers here with a Mothership core, so that's a bit of harassment, but is not stupidly large, I don't think. So maybe these players just know each other's playstyles too well. And here we go, StarDust getting down a Phoenix, so that's pretty awesome. I should probably tell you guys, actually, I figured out what was wrong with the other two Zerg games with, I think it was Ghostware versus Yujo. If you press Alt F, it switches on team colors, and the unfortunate thing is that because of the way this GameHeart interface works, they've actually changed it so that, yeah, everybody's on the same team, which allows all these other players to actually see what everybody's doing, and they've got some sort of manual shift that cloaks like Elfi from StarDust and StarDust from Elfi and so on. Oh, Mothership core just getting away at the last second, but with 3 Phoenix out, he's going to have to hit up his Stalker count a little bit, and looks like he's going for a Twilight Council as well, so definitely wants to get some blink going on, I would guess. And StarDust looking very, very strong here. His army is a little bit up. His workers are a little bit up. None of these players really going for a crazy amount of workers, just mainly switching into army for the most part. And nobody has expanded yet, so very, very early pressure play from both players. No, it doesn't look like it's going to be a seriously macro heavy game. It's just getting in there nice and early, getting some forces out, doing some good work, and that is what both players are doing right now. Elfi's definitely got a nice bit of forces here, but the Phoenix, the ace up StarDust sleeve, I guess, is actually down a little bit on the Stalkers, but the Phoenix lifting up the Stalkers. The important thing is that the Stalkers cannot attack while they were in the air, and yeah, StarDust is using that to his advantage here to take these Stalkers out of the battle, and the Phoenix actually, he's got enough Phoenix to start taking them out. So yeah, StarDust Stalker army is taken out, but he did quite a lot of damage with those Phoenix up against Stalkers, and that has kept him in the game. He's going to be sending in another Phoenix over here, not warping any ground units in, but he'd love to start sniping some probes, and they are a lot faster than the Stalkers. So there we go, with 4 Phoenix he can start sniping these guys all over the place, and that really is a snipe because the guys take like 2 seconds, like half a second, and then they die. So extremely fast. I think we were talking a few games before, actually it was back in the round of 16, about the semantics of the word snipe. What really constitutes a snipe? Because if you snipe a hatchery and it takes 15 seconds to kill it, is that really a snipe? I mean, does it really count as a snipe if it takes that long to kill it? And I do not know. I mean, in the long term, it's all relative, because in a long term point of view, taking 15 seconds in a 20-minute game, maybe that does count as a snipe. But I do not know. Does he have enough energy for another thing? It doesn't look like it. And there we go. Mothership Core time warping these guys. And I think StarDust has a superior army. And yeah, look at that, man. Elfi given the GG. He does not like the action that's going on in this game. He's a little bit overwhelmed there, and he still hadn't taken care of the Phoenix over there. So yes, he was not happy with how that game was going. Yeah, what happened back here, man? The Phoenix must have gone nuts on these workers. We have got to check this out. How did he get down to 10 workers? I apologize. I'm missing things left, right, and center. Alright. The Phoenix must have come back when these forces were going out there. There we go. So we've got 11. How is he 11 already? That's crazy. I apologize. There we go. He must have, the Phoenix must have done some really nice hits before that. Let's go back and let's have a look. Oh, maybe he sent the probes out to defend. Yeah, that's what must have happened. Look at all these probes coming out here, trying to hold it off, and that is when all the workers went down. So yeah, at this point it was pretty much just a last stand for Elfi. He had to go out, he had to make something happen because he was too far behind with his worker count at that point. So yeah, he couldn't do it. StarDust held off there, and yes, StarDust, very, very well done getting out the superior army, and it's very hard to do off one base. I mean, especially since he was going for Stargate as well, which severely chops down your gateway tech. But he, I mean, using the Phoenix incredibly well in this battle, lifting up the Stalkers, taking them out of the battle, and he had enough Phoenix to actually start to actually kill the Stalkers once they're up in the air with the Phoenix. So really, really good job there. These guys generally not that good versus Stalkers, and I mean, why would they be? But yeah, StarDust doing a great job there, and we are going to have to move on to game number 2, and hopefully Elfi can do something a little bit more there, because I think those Phoenix, man, he just couldn't do it. He just couldn't get it done in this battle. And really, really great job by StarDust getting the forces up and using the Phoenix to such great effect there. So there we go. This is going to be game number 1, and StarDust is victorious. So I'll catch you guys in game number 2. This has been Hairy Muppet. I hope you've enjoyed this game.